Very strange week, isn't it? The People squad, I think, has had a pretty solid week. 894, three players remaining, and three good players at that in DCE, Elliott, and potentially, hopefully, a good score from Garrick. And we're still ranked worse than where we were at the beginning of the week. So, very strange one. And obviously, there's a lot of people that are out there killing it. But I think we have most of those guys. When you've got Cook, Murray, Latrell, we're missing Joe O, but really, got most of the good guys. Most people have Burton, so feel like that's not an issue. Aiken solid there in the centres. Didn't go any worse than what Manu did, for example. We've got Teddy, but again, most people have him. So yeah, strange one. I thought our extra guys did pretty well. But anyway, let's see how that's the People squad, and we'll move to that Tigers Sharks game and analyse that one. And we did have two very nice top scores from our captain, Nico Hines, and also our second best option in Adam Dewey this week. So both those guys just really out there doing everything across the board. For Dewey and the Tigers to sort of struggle there, and for him to score 73 is still very spectacular there. Well done to him. It's his team, right? So he's got to do everything. He's making 28 tackles. he's offloading. He's tackle busting. He's running the ball. He's kicking plenty. He's got he's got the goals. He's even making a try saver as well. So plenty happened for him. Hines just doing his thing, averaging 70 for the season now is incredible. And Dewey will be pretty close to 700k over the next few weeks, which will be interesting. Yes, very happy with this one. This one helped me out a bunch. Again, McInnes to 63 in the 59 minutes. The first time he touched the ball, he went through, made a line break, which is great. And then, a few attacking stats, and then 49 in base, which was great. But the minutes was the big one for me. And the happiest bit there was that he played that 59. So he came on after 21 and played the remainder of the game, which was great. So exactly what we needed if you're an owner of Cam McInnes. And hopefully that can continue to happen week in, week out. Nicora and Garner had good games, so nice try for Luke Garner for a nice offload down that right-hand side. He had Joe O with 59, so 70 minutes for him, and that's going to continue happening. If he gets those big minutes, he'll continue to get good scores like that. So 55 in base was terrific. You had Brayley there with 56 as well. Ramian, welcome back to him, and a nice score from Lockie Miller, who picked up a try and a try assist as well. So did a great job down that right edge for someone who isn't a winger. Really happy with his output there. Farmanu Brown had a nice try through the middle there. Did run 15 metres, but picked up a try within that and didn't have any negatives in a team that got pumped. So well done to Brownie. Of course, he's going to do great. His last name's Brown. Come on. We had Royce Hunt and Hamlin Ueli both pick up tries, and I had Hamlin Ueli in a multi, which just snuck in. I got lucky with this one in the end. So yeah, I'll take that. Thank you, Braden, and my roommate for suggesting that slightly. Ronaldo. 43 Pole, so he got 46 minutes, which is a good thing with these guys on the bench for the Tigers at the moment. There's just a lot of rookies on there, and a lot of these guys could come out and score pretty well. And Pole is increasing his price now. He'll be up about 400 after this, and is putting up scores that are fairly solid. And I ended up deciding to loop Salmon over Kohler and take the 38, and Pole ended up beating that. So very interesting there. Finucane played 53 minutes. So again, with McInnes there playing that 59, I thought that he would get a little bit less if Finucane was to get somewhere in the mid 50s, and that didn't happen. So that was good. Kade Dykes had a much improved game. Got the try that we all thought I thought he was going to get this week, and had a much better week. No errors on his part, which was delightful. And take the 35 if you had to play him or you brought him in as a cash out, then you take that for sure. If we go down the line, you got Graham, not as good this week, the 24. You had Trindle, the 23. So if you played him, it's a little bit annoying, but he played solidly without playing anything crazily spectacularly. Tuolangi, 23 this time, so 67 minutes for him. Again, they didn't give him the ball much, only 32 run meters in that time, so not good enough. Kapoa had a bit of a tough game this one compared to some of the others that he's played. He's had a really, really good run of it. And Freebarn had 33 minutes. If anyone know how to say his name, is it Barn or Barn? Only 33 minutes this week, and not a great score compared to what he got last week, unfortunately. Rudolph only had the 34 minutes, so that was the one that I think got McInnes that few extra minutes there, when Rudolph's usually playing about 20 more. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. It looks like he copped a bit of an injury and could be out, I think, for a little bit as well. Just keep an eye on that. I don't think many people own him, but that's that. And he had Collahorn and Wilton, 12 minutes and 37 minutes there. Paul Naden had 5 errors there in that game for him. So we move on to last game of sorry, we missed the first game. We'll go back to that in a second. But Broncos v nicely. I completely missed the Cowboys game because they got beat. I wonder who's sad about that one. Anywho, Broncos, they got the win 28-10 up against the Knights. And another masterclass from Cobbo. 10 tackle breaks there, back to 5 errors, but did finish well. They obviously put on nicely from Reynolds and the like there on that right edge to help him out. But Payne Haas with the 62, so back to what we would have hoped for with him. We said the minutes were there. He had 3 extra minutes this week, but that's just got him a couple extra points. Surprisingly, still very low on the tackle bust and offload numbers. So he's 61 in base, and all we need is for that to be upped a little bit in terms of the attacking stats, and we'll pick up a 70 or so from Payne in the upcoming weeks. Much improved game from Frizzell, which was nice, but again, no one really owns him anymore. They moved on. Reynolds to 54, so he had a good one in this game with the 4 goals, the 1 try assist. Just did a little bit of everything without too many on the negative side. Again, you're probably hoping for a little bit higher, but you are getting what you're paying for there at the 695, so a bit above that. Brayley, for anyone who brought him in, got another 50, so you'll take that. I did have that try assist as well, which is lovely. And then you have Brodie Jones picking up 50 in his 80 minutes, so he's been just one of those annoying ones. They end up getting dropped, and he was doing a great job for us who picked him up earlier on in the year. Okay, you had Ricky in there. Keepwell, who else is important? Horder, with 39. So he had a decent game there in the centres, which was interesting. He is a centre at heart, but played a fair bit on the edge there. So he's at 22 tackles for 0 misses, which is a big win. Deserve a clap for that one. And then really going down from there, not too many to think about. We had Croker was a potential cash down option. Only got the 1 cent, 23 minutes, so nothing special for him in that one. And we'll move to my favourite game of the night, not the Cowboys. Taumalolo, what do I even say about that one? Very frustrating. I know in the first half, or his first stint, the 27 minutes that he played at the start, the Roosters had the ball from the majority of it, and he didn't get to run too much. But for someone as dominating as him through the middle to only run 60 metres or whatever it was, let's find it, have a look. Where's his score? 70 metres in this one is just not enough. Yes, the 29 tackles is fine, but no attacking stats. He had a crappy offload that went on the ground. They almost lost, so not a great game from him, and he'll need to bounce back. I thought this would be the game that he'd have to really step up and dominate through the middle when they got Hargraves and Radley and these types of guys, and he just didn't step up. Unfortunately, we've got some of the guns. So Reece Robson had a great game, 84 for him if you own him. It's a big tick. I think that's probably where the people squad lost out a little bit, is a lot of those top teams I know have Robson in their side. But everything, 3 turnover tackles, running the ball, 57 tackles, and had the try as well. Verrills had a lovely game. So I've been speaking about him as a guy that could probably average 50 plus for the remainder of the season, and he's had a lighter one last week, but 70 this week with 2 tries and a try assist. So massive game for him. 35 tackles in the bank as well. We had Cotter, so spoke about him as a great option. Did only get the 56 minutes, unfortunately, but his output when he's on there is spectacular. Was hoping for about 60 minutes, but we'll take the score and run with it. I missed out on Isaiah Yeo, missed out on Harry Grant, who both got around that 70 mark, and so we'll take the 64 in that decision there. I still think that on a regular basis he'll be more consistent than the other two. Isaiah Yeo has a random game, we get 30 odd, 40. And Harry Grant's a bit like that too. I think Cotter's going to be pretty consistent through the middle there, just getting, just lumping on points through base in 58 there, and he'll keep doing that. Luciole has been a bit of a revelation for the Cowboys, I think, but they did go left way too much yesterday. For anyone who was watching this one, they like that try assist he put on was incredible. The tip on, the skill that this man possesses is going to be great for us, the Cowboys, on a regular basis here, which is lovely. But they just he's getting big minutes, 61 off the bench, so I like it. He did play 80, right, at Tigers. He could have been doing that for a long time, so he's fine to do that. Radley, 53, if you picked him up, he done pretty well. He got butchered there with 53 also. Again, these are those games where he picks up that 40 tackles and has no attacking stats and does the job. Suali'i, he was incredible, wasn't he? 53 points for him. Just ran everything back with vigour. He probably should have got more tackle busts than he ended up with, but 2 line breaks, the try there. He did everything, and he's been a real solid pickup for anyone who grabbed him a bunch of weeks ago. He's made a fair bit of cash and is scoring a 40 odd last week, 53 this week. He's done a great job. Angus Crichton, so the 51 for him is okay. Yeah, did he sing? Ran for 112, so a bit better than had been. Had the 4 tackle breaks and the 2 offloads, so solid without being spectacular. Again, 26 tackles wasn't needed as much because they had the ball for the majority of the game there. Joey Manu only 42 for him, so pretty solid. That's what he's going to get pretty much every week, unless he gets some bigger attacking stats in line breaks and tries and try assists. But 42 for him, it was better than Tedesco, so you'll take that. But at 830k, you're looking for a lot better than that. So you'd expect over the next few weeks there's going to be a big score. So just wait on that one; it will come. Yeah, Tamuelo, I'm not happy about that, but 34 last week, 38 this week. He was definitely the one to trade out over McInnes, that's for sure. And then down from there, there's really not too much to speak about apart from Mr. Nanai and Holmes, who both had low games as well. So 2 low ones in a row for Nanai. Why he got 41 meters run is beyond me. Like, I know they kicked to him a couple of times, but they just went left way too much. You got Nanai, who scored 2 tries a couple of weeks ago, and then the last 2 weeks just hasn't really been involved, which is weird. I don't get it. Why? Someone answer the question. And then Val Holmes 19. So again, not too much involvement and a couple of negatives there, but yeah, it was going down left, but it was sticking with Leilua, or they were holding, they were defending Holmesy pretty well. So that was that one. Griffin Neem, a lovely try assist as well. So he's been great for the time that he spends on the park. So that's that video, guys. That is the Saturday night review. I hope you enjoyed those 3 games, and I wish you all the luck for the last 2 games of the round. Let me know where you're at in your score and how many players left, and we'll see if we can have a great week over 1,000 again. That will be fun. See you later, guys. Have a good one.